There are many ways to get the things that we want for ourselves in our lives. But basically, it all begins with how we choose to think. As you think, so shall you be. I don't know why you do what you do. What is your motive for action? What is it that drives you in your life today? Not 10 years ago, or are you running the same path? Or your well? The needs, the beliefs, the emotions that are controlling you. For two reasons. So there's more of you to give. Yeah, achieve too. We all want to do it, but I mean give. Because that's what's going to fill you up. And secondly, so you can appreciate, not just understand. That's intellectual, that's mine, but appreciate what's driving other people. It's the only way our world's going to change. Everyone's going to hit adversity. Everyone's going to hit adversity. It's how you deal with that adversity. And the key word is you, not letting somebody else deal with that adversity. You have to deal with that adversity. And how you deal with it. Are you going to fight through it, or are you going to curl up and just roll over into the corner? It's going to pretty much determine how the rest of your development from a mental standpoint is going to carry you. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind.
Woo! Let's go. Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. You already know it is another blessed and grateful day. Super excited to be on with everybody. It is Wednesday, October 18th. Month is flying by. Before you know it, Halloween's going to be here. Then we're into Thanksgiving, getting into Christmas, New Year's, and boom, 2024 has already arrived. So I'm excited, fired up, ready to go ahead and get into today's topic. We're going to be talking about attitude, right? The power of attitude, a little bit of John C. Maxwell to go ahead and get the day kicked off and started. So before we do, as always, Shane and Talene in the building. Cedric, it's so good to see you, fam. What is a little bit of gratitude down below before we go ahead and get today started? Let's go. Hit the take profit last night. I love to see it. Blue screens, baby. Gotta love the blues. Absolutely. Got to love the blue screens. Here we go. Awesome, awesome. IG is tapped in. We are live. Love to see it. So grateful for God. So grateful to be alive. So grateful to be on here with the family. We got a phenomenal training last evening from the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Awal, going over Trend Trap. Trend Trap is honestly, this is something I'm going to be diving into this last quarter as well. It's so duplicatable, right? Anybody can go in and see support, resistance, being able to identify, retest, see some W's, see some M's. And I believe for the newest person coming in, even combined with smart money, we can really create some phenomenal testimonies, just like Jay's been doing all freaking year, but absolutely dominating, traveling country to country, spreading the power of these skill sets. So he's actually going to be going live again tonight. JoJo, it's good to see you, Queen. Lady, I see you. So for those of you that didn't get a chance to see it today, Jay Awal is going to be actually breaking it down again. For those that haven't had a chance to see, what is Trend Trap? How are so many maximizing and utilizing it? So tonight, this is the night. So as always, so grateful for so many things. We got our alkaline, we have growth, we have abundance, we have kachings. A lot of greatness is here and on the way. So let's get into it real quick. Today's going to be short and sweet. And today we're talking about the power of attitude, right? For me, it took me a long time to realize it, but eventually when I got out of college and I stopped getting out of this negative mind state, nothing's working out for me, nothing's working out in my favor, finally understood what we think about, we bring about, right? Where focus goes, energy flows, and things grow, right? So attitude, I want to go through just a list to go ahead and really trigger the mind so we can all see how crucial our altitude is, right? Jim Rohn talks about the only way we're going to be able to raise our altitude in all different areas of life is simply by, number one, changing our attitude. So my question for everybody today, what is the attitude that we woke up with today? Did we wake up fired up, inspired, excited, expecting, and getting miracles? Or did we wake up thinking in lack, thinking of what went wrong yesterday, what's not working out well in our life? This all comes down to understanding how we can go ahead and utilize our attitude. So first things first, right? John C. Maxwell, here's what he says about attitude. He says, when you hear the word attitude, what do you think about? He says, I think of attitude as an inward feeling expressed by outward behavior. He said, people always project on the outside what it is that we feel on the inside. But the problem is, he said, some people try to mask their attitude and they can fool others for a while, but that cover up doesn't last long. He said, attitude always eventually wiggles its way out. Attitude colors every aspect of life. It's like the mind's paintbrush. It can either paint everything bright with vibrant colors, creating a masterpiece, or he talks about it can make everything dark and dreary. Attitude is so persuasive and important. And here's exactly how he lays it out in his bullet points, right? So if you guys are taking notes, if you want to go ahead and take a screenshot, let me see if I can go ahead and open up and get to this page for you so everybody can see a little bit of how crucial the attitude really is, right? I'm going to have to find it for you, so I'll come back, but let me go ahead and give you guys the training. Number one, he says attitude is the vanguard of our true self. So attitude, and we kind of talked about it a little bit this week. Attitude is one thing to be out in public, right? To be energetic, to be excited. But remember, we have all three selves. We have our public self, we have our private self, and then we have our secret self. So out in public, we can be vibrant, we can be bold. Private, friends, family, how is our attitude like? But then the private, then we go to our exclusive self when we're all alone and nobody's there. The secret version of ourselves. What is the attitude like then? Here's what he talks about. This is the true vanguard of ourselves. When we're all alone and nobody's there, what is this self-talk really like? When we're laying down to bed, are we excited to wake up for tomorrow, to take action, to get better for the day, to grow a little bit better than we did today? Or are we like, man, it's just another day tomorrow, another same mundane routine, doing the same things I have to do today? That attitude right there, I can promise you, is going to perpetuate the same results over and over again. And how do I know? Because I've been there many times. So it took me making a shift in the secret version of myself, switching the attitude. Because if that attitude all alone is sitting in negativity, is wondering why me, there's a reason why the outside keeps reflecting how it is that we feel on the inside. It's interesting when you really understand it, right? Next, ready? Let's keep it moving. Today's going to be short and sweet, but it's going to be a power punch, okay? Attitude, he said, is rooted inward, but its fruit is outward. The attitude is rooted inward, but the fruit is outward. What does that mean? This makes me think about, for so long, right? I was focused on the back office. I was focused on the withdrawals. I was focused on the money, but I was lacking in actually really learning the skill sets and really asking questions and really doing the deep work. So eventually I started to switch my perspective, switch my attitude on things. Instead of keep waiting for results, let me switch my attitude to get excited about doing the work, to get excited about taking the action, to get excited about putting out the cause. Because if we know the laws of the universe, right, everything has a cause and effect. So if we could keep putting in the right causes, guess what? The effect is inevitable. But I see so many of us, we might be so focused on the effect. Where's the withdrawals? Where's the money? Where's all the results? That we've forgotten how important the cause actually is. You see, the cause is the catalyst. I know how important this is because I've been on the other side, focusing, waiting for the money, waiting for everything to just happen, praying, waiting for it. But remember, prayer without action, like faith without action, is dead. So it takes both sides, right? Number 3, love this training. Number 3 is going to be, it's your best friend attitude, but can also be our worst enemy. Drop a 3 down below if we know somebody that their attitude is their worst enemy. That person that's always complaining, that always, every time you get on the phone, they're always talking about what's going wrong in life. Every time you're at work, they're always there to go ahead and splurge off the negativity. what the boss is saying, what's going on at home. The attitude can be the best friend or it can be the worst enemy. You see, you can have one person that loses a trade that's excited, that says, you know what? Okay, this is something I can go ahead and learn from. Everything is either a lesson or it's a loss. If we don't learn from the lesson, it can become a loss that keeps coming over and over again. But if we learn from it, now the same time that we see that situation in the market, we've already seen it. We've already had the experience from before to be able to go ahead and learn from it. So my attitude when I went through lessons, when I had to go and go through mistakes, went from I'm afraid to try because I'm afraid to fail to, you know what? Let me go out and learn. Let me go out and fall on my face so I can get out and figure out how I can do it better next time. And in every area, that's what I strove every day to just go out and get 1% better. If it was speaking, let me go out and make a couple stories today. Even if I stutter, let me just put it out. A video, maybe it might not be perfect, but let me just go ahead and do the best that I can do with what it is that I have. So all of these different areas, we get to go ahead and decide, do we want to have our attitude as our best friend or as our worst enemy? Great way to think about it. Sadhguru, kind of like the choose joy and choose misery, right? Next, he talks about attitude is our outward look based on past experiences. How many of us know somebody that's afraid to go ahead and try new things because maybe in the past they got scammed? Maybe in the past they lost a little bit of money. Maybe in the past that opportunity didn't work out for them. Drop a 5 if you know somebody like that. I'll drop a 5 for myself. This was me. I come from Philly, right? I've been scammed multiple times in my life. So when it came to doing something new, when it came to learning about crypto, building an online store, learning a new skill set, I was very skeptical. I tell people all the time, most people coming inside of the business, they're not more skeptical than me. I've been scammed more times than I could count. And the reason why that is because my past experiences dictated my attitude moving forward. You know what's funny? Getting out of college, I'll never forget one of the things that Chino told me. He said, you see, there's 2 types of people. And let me ask you, which one would you rather be? I asked this to individuals I'm showing to the business too, right? Would you rather somebody that has a mind that's closed by ignorance or a mind that's open by wonder? You see, a mind that's closed by ignorance, most people don't know it, but a closed mind, that's the most expensive thing that any of us can own. That's more expensive than a Ferrari. That's more expensive than a $5 million house. That's more expensive than owning 10 businesses. Because once the mind is open, the possibilities are limitless. Took me a while to understand it, but finally made sense. So don't let past experiences dictate where we're going in the future. I had never made success in trading. In fact, every other company I did before I got into this one, I was 0 for 30. I never made money seriously in any of them. Hair products, vitamins, selling shoes, cars, real estate, you name it, I probably sold it. Never really made money in any of them. So I think about it all the time. What if I would have let these past experiences dictate my attitude in trying something new, in doing something different, and learning about the skill sets that we all have right here? We'd be on a completely different path of life. I have no idea where I would be at, but I'm blessed and grateful because I changed my attitude, which was able to lead to a completely different lifestyle. Same thing goes for each of us. Same thing goes with anybody that we're showing to the business. You see, somebody's attitude, we can't change what happened in somebody's past. Can't change that. But I'll tell you what we can change. I can't change what somebody does, but we can change the way they think, and then they can go ahead and change what they do. I didn't know e-commerce was really real. I didn't know that I could actually make money. Yeah, we've seen people online. Yeah, we see people on Instagram stories all the time with all these phenomenal different sales and testimonies. But until I saw somebody in person, somebody that was able to actually break it down to me like Chris Reeve, like Joey Medina, then my attitude was able to switch because I understood anybody can learn this. How many holidays are we letting go by that we're not making any money? Attitude switched, right? So it all comes down to attitude. So true. Next piece that he talks about. 3 more. I got 3 more for you. Number one, he talked about attitude is never content until it's expressed. Think about that. Attitude is never content until it's expressed. Here's the way I interpret that, right? When the pain of change outweighs the pain of change, then we'll change, right? I'll give you guys a story about the old man and the dog. There's a kid that's walking through the park, and he sees this old man sitting next to the dog, and he goes to pet the dog, and the dog doesn't move. And the kid asked the old man, he said, how come your dog's not moving? The man says, that's because he's sitting on top of a nail. It doesn't bother him enough to move. And for many of us in our life, this was me. Until my life bothered me enough to move, then I really made the shift. Then I really made the change. I got so pissed off with where I was at in life, I decided to go live out of my car for 6 months to graduate college, simply to get around nobody else but myself, to focus, to line my thoughts, to figure out where do I want to go, who do I want to be, and everything started to shift because my attitude changed. Goes back to the sayings we hear all the time. Change the way we see things. The way we see things change. It's so true, right? Next, okay. It is the speaker. Watch this. Attitude. Ready? It's the librarian of our past. It's the speaker of our present. And here's how to end it off. It is the prophet of our future. Star these three. This is probably the coolest part of today's training. Attitude, remember this, is the librarian of our past. It's the speaker of our present, and is the prophet of our future. So let's break that down. When we go out in the world today, a lot of the conversations that you're going to notice, people are speaking in the past. Drop a 2 down below if you guys have heard somebody recently talk about what happened at work. Somebody cut them off last week. What happened a month ago? What happened a year ago? Some people are talking about negative problems that happened way long ago in the past, and they're living in the past every single day, every day they wake up. Then you have number 2. Okay, the second piece of this. It is the speaker of our present. Attitude. Somebody that understands the power of attitude is going to realize that the attitude that we speak right now, right here today, is going to dictate the future. See, somebody that woke up today, October 18th? Yeah. Somebody that woke up on October 18th. Juice, I see you, Queen. Mills, let's go. That said, I'm not ready for success. This is just another day, another boring day, another time to just go out and let these hours float by. That type of person is speaking lack into their life. What do you think their results are going to be by the end of this year? Coming into 2024, are they going to have momentum, or they're probably going to be in the same spot sitting right here today? This is somebody that doesn't understand the power of the present. And then number 3, attitude is the prophet of the future. I learned this from David Emanitier. This individual is making $750,000 a month, and this is one of the main things that he lives by. He talked about the future. Watch this. The future happens the moment that we speak something or write something down. We're in the future. Think about that. The moment that I write, I'm so happy and grateful now that blank, because the future has now just happened in the present, the second that we wrote that down and picked up the pen. This is why you hear Bob Proctor talk about it all the time. The difference between here and there is nothing but aligning with that frequency. If we're here, the goal is here. It's nothing but being able to align that frequency with action, work ethic, passion, determination, and whatever that desire is, it is absolutely inevitable. It's in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor. They all talk about it. This is why spelling is called spelling, because the words that we speak cast spells. So my question for everybody today is, what are the words that we're speaking? What are the words that we're thinking? Because the words that we speak today is going to dictate the future that is to come next. So let's go out and speak greatness. Let's go out and speak transformation. Let's speak joy. Let's speak abundance. Let's speak blessings into our life. And I know it's already done. So, fam, with that being said, that's my training for today. Nothing but love for every single one of you. Let's go out and have a phenomenal day. Got some really cool trainings coming in for the Wednesday. Jay Awal is going to be breaking down some skill sets. We've got a lot of cool things happening in e-commerce for this fourth quarter. And if nobody lets you know, let me be the first to tell you, I'm grateful for you. I'm proud of you. I'm so excited to see the growth that is here and on the way. Let's go out and crush the day. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything. We can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Let's get to work, fam. Turning dreams to reality. It's game time. Let's go.